Hey, I wanted to come on here because I was thinking about something. And so when I'm thinking, I feel like I need to share. So yesterday, the Cleveland Browns played in a playoff game, and this was the first time in many years, almost 20 years. So I was super, super excited to watch them postseason. And although they lost, I am still proud of what they did because they really gave us some excitement, something to look forward to, and they made us proud. But it didn't take but 2 seconds for my Steelers fans to invite us to sit on the couch with them, the couch where they watched us play yesterday. Now, I don't get my Cleveland peeps who support the Steelers. I don't get it. But even if you support the Steelers and they're sitting on the couch, you could at least cheer for us too while we're in the postseason. And honestly, what they were saying yesterday didn't bother me. I mean, for us to get to the playoffs in the first place, we had to beat the Steelers twice, 2 times, back to back, okay, in 2 weeks. So it was all good. We had a great season and we have something to look forward to. But I will say this, I low key like the Steelers. I would never cheer for them against the Browns. But what I do like about them is that they have a winning culture. They know how to win because they've won in the past. So they've experienced it before. So they know what it takes to win. They know what it feels like to win. As we all know, they have 6 rings, and that goes from way back when. So that culture has been in place for a long time. The Browns, on the other hand, we've been losing. Yes, we had a winning season this year, but it's been a long time since we've had a winning season. And so we don't really know what it feels like to win because we're so used to losing. Now, mind you, in these years, we've had some great players who played with the team. We've had great players who left and gone to other places and did great there. But overall, we don't have that winning culture, that winning environment that's set up for us to win. Not yet. And as I was working out this morning on my treadmill, I was watching a documentary on Dr. Martin Luther King. Have to celebrate him today, wanted to hear his voice. And I started thinking about race because what else, is this about? Making us all equal. It shouldn't be black and white, but it is, which is why this video is black and white. But I was thinking about white people, and I was thinking that they're like the Steelers. They are born into a system that is set up for them to win. The culture is set up for them to win, right? Not for anything other than the fact that they're white. And I know I may have some white people watching this. I'm not knocking you because of it, but I'm just saying, because of your whiteness, you already have an advantage. You have already been set up to win. That's what's called privilege. When we talk about privilege, that's what we're saying. Whereas on the other side, we have Black people who's like the Browns, right? We don't really know what it feels like to win because we really hadn't won. We may have some successes. We have some people who do well, but as a whole, as a race, we aren't set up to win. America, we know racism is in the fabric of everything in these United States of America. Everything. But we have to figure out what we can do to change the systems that are in place to keep Black people oppressed. And I'm just saying Black and brown. We know there's other races that's in this, but I'm just using these two as an example because I had the Steelers and the Browns over here. But what can we do to make everyone equal, to have a country that is just for all? There are definitely systems in place that oppress us intentionally, and it's going to take a long time, a lot of undoing. But here it took 20 seasons almost for the Browns to finally figure out how to win. And I hope that it's not going to take 20 generations of Black people to finally get there. The way we get there and the way we get there faster is if our white people join us in helping change things. And I would want to believe that change is definitely on the horizon. We know Wednesday we're going to have some change, but there are more people who voted for Vice President Biden, soon to be President Biden, than not. So we're on the right path. But when you look at the numbers of white people versus not, and I'm using white because they're the ones who put things in place to oppress us, there's still so many people on that side. We have to figure out how to bridge that gap. Because what I do know is that we are all connected. What affects one affects the other. If one wins, the other wins. If one loses, the other loses just as well. So we have to figure out, first of all, we have to acknowledge the fact that we're all connected, really that we're all one, but that's a whole nother thing. But we have to recognize that in order for us to be a winning country, it's not going to happen when there's division there. We all have to come together. It's unfortunate when I look at people, we looked at George Floyd being murdered last year. Then we looked at the insurrection of the Capitol last 2 weeks ago. And both of those were race. I'm pretty sure everybody recognizes that. There's no need to even further talk about that, but that is what needs to change. And it's so unfortunate because we know that law enforcement have a lot of people who believe that their race is superior than other. And I don't even, it's unfortunate that we even have a race thing, like wherever, well, I do know where it came from, but whoever decided to divide us by race did an injustice to this world. But we just have to recognize that we have to do what's right. We have to continue to fight so that we all can win. Because you're not truly winning over here by yourself. It's not happening. And so on this Martin Luther King Day, as we celebrate his day, as you see his videos, his speeches, read quotes, just think about what you can do to help make this, the world, but even more specifically, this country, a better place. Our democracy is at stake. We know that. But so is the Black race. We do Black Lives Matter, which I don't understand why they're even comparing what happened at the Capitol to that. Because when we do Black Lives Matter and we have that movement, we are doing that because we want to live. We're tired of being killed because of the color of our skin. We're tired. And I will say this as well, like when George Floyd died, I had people who reached out to me, white people who wanted to know what they could do because they didn't want to be silent any longer. And I would just challenge you, don't be silent. Continue to use your voice to change people's behavior. When you hear someone say something that's not right, use your voice because silence is truly betrayal. We have to figure out how to do this. It may not happen in my lifetime, but I'm going to continue to fight to try to make it better. It's pretty sad when I look back on the images and the videos of Dr. Martin Luther King. That was back in the 60s. Here we are in 2020 and nothing really has changed. So just do what you can to make this a better place. Because at some point, the Steelers and the Browns, we're going to be on the same team. Okay? We should be rooting each other on. And honestly, as a Browns fan, I do root on the Steelers when they are excelling and achieving, even if I'm not. But I recognize their win is a win for our conference. I'm just saying. All right, so that's what I wanted to share. That's how my brain works sometimes. I don't know where this came from, but it came to me today, and I just felt like I needed to share it with you. So take care, enjoy this day, do something, and be in service to someone. This is my service. I have something I'm gonna do later, but this is my service to you today. Take care. Bye-bye.